And we've all seen the Today Tonight cameras, the hidden ones, supposedly highlighting poor quality fruit and vegetables in our supermarket. And let me tell you, when I see those, they're like a dagger in my heart. You know, you can sell millions of tons of really great quality produce a year, but one limp piece of asparagus tends to undermine everything. But that's no excuse. You need to be on the money every single time in our game and with every single piece of fruit and veg. Trust in our quality begins with the integrity of our QA program. And I suspect that most of you in this room are pretty familiar with the WQA. Maybe not with all the tremendous work that goes in behind the scenes to make sure we get it right with the testing and the auditing and setting the specifications. We're pretty proud of the WQA program that we run because it builds a good degree of integrity into our business model. And it's a benchmark standard that we work with the industry, and we're really happy that people would hopefully get on board and see the safety and consistency that that delivers. It's about upholding the highest possible standards for food quality, production methodologies and supplier compliance. And it's also, most importantly, about ensuring that the customers get that same high quality and same safety standards whenever they shop with us, whether they're buying in Weipa or Wollongong. And the trust in quality continues right along the supply chain, and it's realised in our stores by the produce department staff, and making sure that the team in store, and I stress this, our team in store are well trained, and that's something that we must continue to invest heavily in. We ask our employees to take pride in the quality of the produce that they sell, to only put it on show if they themselves would want to buy it. It's a simple test. It's one that's been around when I started in the business 35 years ago, and it holds as true today as it did then. We're now taking the QA process from the farm through the laboratory right to the customer's kitchen bench top. We actually have a sensory kitchen that we've set up, and we have people who are trained in the ability to taste and to be able to respond accurately on what they see. And what we're doing each week is putting our fruit and veg through that sensory test kitchen to ensure that the product that is ending up in people's kitchens is to the standard that we want. We need that clear understanding so we can do the job better. How do you demonstrate that commitment? Well, I think you can see on the screen there that we've gone and put it to the test. So we launched the Fresh Guarantee, asked our customers to actively return any produce that didn't meet their expectations once they got it home, even if they no longer have a receipt. You know, interestingly, it's not really a lot different than our normal standards return policy. But what we've done is taken it out of the bottom drawer and we've put it right up in the face of the customer. You've seen the large signs, and interestingly, the picture on that sign is the store manager. It's not my picture, it's not Michael Luscombe's picture or Grant's picture, it's the store manager's picture. And interestingly, when I get into stores, and I've been in a number of this week, I was in Caringbah on Monday at about 5 p.m. in Sydney, and there's a store manager out there actively working with the produce team on checking the quality. So do I think it's going to work? I think it's working a treat. We've had it in place for 3 weeks, and I actually track every single piece of feedback we've got and what a difference this particular process has made to our business, most importantly for the customer. If our supermarkets are the theatre, then the fresh food area is the stage on which the drama plays out. And I think a number of you hopefully got out to one of our new stores either yesterday or the day before at Mount Omni. The in-store experience is vitally important when it comes to produce. How it's presented, how it's merchandised is critical. It needs to be tactile, colourful, impactful and appealing. And our stores are designed entirely around that fresh food offer. We want it to feel like a modern day marketplace, and the words that I use to our team as we work through this is, I want a degree of organised chaos. We've been increasing the amount of floor space given to fresh food. It used to take up about 20%, it's now 30%. And we're continually working to evolve and to improve the way that it looks and it comes across to our customers. And our 2015 stores incorporate some good innovations, some of which we've designed ourselves, many of which we've gathered from a number of overseas retailers. A banana display that grades the fruit based on ripeness. Fresh herbs stacked vertically to preserve freshness. Berries available to pick up and taste. Produce that's stacked by hand. And each piece carefully looked at by one of our team to verify its quality. Most importantly is sampling. And that's something that I'm really proud that Woolies is starting to do in a very, very meaningful way. I was out around a number of our stores in the weekend. Hornsby in Sydney. Just a fantastic arena of fruit and veg on display in that store, but most importantly, customers able to taste and feel the product. This morning, Tony Clapp grabbed me from the airport. He was telling me that in Auburn last week, 10% of that store's produce sales for the week, and it does over $150,000 a week in fruit and veg. So 10%, 15,000 was in one line, kiwi fruit. Why? They were demonstrating it. So what can retailers do? Get it in the mouths of the customers. Because when they do that, and we do it well, we see a dramatic improvement in the sales. Trust in the food quality is about that elusive concept of fresh. It's a subjective term for customers, but basically for us it's about the shortest possible time from the farm to the shelf. I think Woolies has become reasonably well known for its efficiencies in logistics and supply chain. But you know, there's always room for improvement. I know that Pat and Paul and the team are working out how we can take another 24 hours out of the supply chain so that we can give that improvement to the customer. The single biggest comment that I get from customers when I talk to them is that the product does not last when I get it home. It was okay in the shop, but 2 days later, sometimes even a day later, it hasn't lasted. So this supply chain piece is absolutely critical. But it needs to be collaborative. We've got to work with you on this. It means sharing knowledge, working on understanding the customer trends, longer term planning to get the optimum results. Local sourcing is critical, whether it be from far north Queensland, Bundaberg or Tasmania. Our recent decision to label product of mixed origin with precise countries, what we're endeavouring to do is to listen to our customers and then act on it quickly. Of course, no discussion without trust would be complete without mention of value. And it's our job to be the customer's agent here and to deliver the best value that we consistently can. We may understand dramatic highs and lows in pricing. I can tell you that from a customer's perspective, they lose confidence in the pricing equation. Sure, they get the bananas, that's well documented. But when tomatoes can move from this price to that price in the space of a week, or lettuces, or cauliflowers, I can assure you, and I've got a bit of experience in this, that what happens over a period of time is they lose confidence in the pricing equation. We all know that produce is susceptible to supply and demand, but what we've got to do is work better with you to get optimum value and, most importantly, keep pricing more consistent and obviously as affordable as we can. Everything we do in the Fresh Food People is also directed at encouraging the consumption of fresh food, regardless of where you buy it from. So whether we're focusing our marketing efforts through catalogues, TV, advertising, magazines, or even through the brand logo, we also simultaneously promote fresh food for every participant. And there's particular ways and initiatives we've developed that take Woolworths out of the equation and instead concentrate on building healthy eating habits. A productive supply chain, a thriving industry, and an informed consumer, all of which help contribute to greater consumption of fruit and veg. A key part of increasing consumption is to encourage that consumption through children. A few years ago, we launched our Fresh Food Kids concept with the intention of making produce exciting and appealing for kids and encouraging an active and healthy lifestyle. It wasn't prescriptive, it steered well clear of nutrition and eating targets. It was designed to make fresh food fun. We gave away millions of dollars in community grants and organisations focused on the health and well-being of our kids, and that was exactly the right thing to do. We've now brought this program into our store, and we continue to give away produce to kids as they help their parents shop. And interestingly, the stand there with the kids' table, that's now rolling out through a number of our stores. Any of the funds that we generate there will go to whatever the local community is that the store supports. In a number of our stores where we roll them out, as a point of interest, that pink pig will generate somewhere between $50 to $70 worth of donations a week that we're able to pass on. Working with our farmers, we've developed many produce innovations and supported new product development ideas, which have then found wider sales channels well beyond Woolworths stores. New varieties of tomatoes, packaged apple slices for kids, lunchbox-sized fruit, perfect for little people to take to school, are just a few examples. And these innovations have come from many of you in the room, working hand in hand with not just us, but other major retailers or minor retailers to understand what the customer wants, to share the investment risk, trial the ideas, and then find a security of supply. We're focused on celebrating seasonality with you through our stores and through our marketing, and something that gives an uplift not just to us, but to all retailers. And over the years, I think all of us can see that many of our customers actually start to lose touch with the whole seasonality component. We've been pretty committed to trying to drive that concept of whether it be mangoes or whether it be the beginning of the apple season pretty hard. You know, in the first week of the apple season this year, we were able to move, with your support, 6 million apples. It's a 13% increase over the prior year. I've forgotten all the details around how many mangoes we did, but it was an enormous opportunity for us, but most importantly, I think drove the entire category for everyone. Another way of promoting seasonality is the Fresh Market Update, a TV slot that we almost commenced by chance some 4 years ago with a specific goal of educating customers about what's in season and what to select. The scripts are unbranded. We deliberately talk about availability at supermarkets and greengrocers. Our aim is simply to inform and educate. And our view of it, based on the research, is that it's been pretty successful. We're not just looking at consumption today and next week, however. We're also extremely focused about how we can improve the sustainability and quality of the supply long into the future. It means giving people a hand during the tough times. It could be during droughts or recent floods. It means supporting projects that improve sustainability, and that might be through the annual sustainability grant or our land care on-farm sustainability project.